Hi, it's Scott McCain. I'm in my hotel room here in Brussels, Belgium, where I'll be speaking this week. It's late afternoon here, but it's early morning back in the United States, and I've just heard about the passing of speaking legend and someone I was proud to call a friend, Zig Ziglar. I wanted to leave just three quick stories and three quick messages about the life of Zig Ziglar. There will be so many tributes and so many stories I know, but here are three that meant the world to me. I joined the National Speakers Association, and as a young speaker, I went to my first meeting in the early 80s, and I was full of excitement about my future career, and I got to admit, I'd given a lot of speeches, and I thought I kind of knew the business pretty well, and as I walked in my first meeting, there sat Zig Ziglar. He was listening to another speaker. He was sitting on the front row taking notes. And at that moment, I realized that if Zig Ziglar still felt that he needed to learn about the speaking business, who was I to think of anything else for myself? It made me a student of my craft, and it's something I appreciate to this day, 30 years later. Second, Zig and I were both booked for the meeting of the Future Farmers of America, the National FFA Convention in Kansas City, Missouri, and the organization, knowing how much I looked up to him, arranged for Zig and my then wife Sherry and I to have dinner together. So the three of us, just the three of us, are at dinner. This is almost like a Little League, shortstop being asked by Derek Jeter if he wanted to go to dinner. It was just an incredible experience. So during dinner, we're three of us are sitting there, and Zig says, Scott, I haven't seen your book. Have you written a book? I said, well, no, Zig, for some reason, I just have not written a book. Zig immediately responded, I haven't written a book either. At which point, Sherry and I kind of looked at each other because we had several sitting right there on our book stand. What, Zig, I don't understand. I said, what do you mean? I have your books. He said, oh, I've never written a book. He said, writing a book seems so overwhelming. Writing a book just seems such a daunting task. So, you know what? I get up every day and I write a page or two every single day. And you know what? After about 6 months, they tell me I've written a book. All I've done is write a page or two every day. The next morning, I got up and wrote 2 pages. And that was the beginning of All Business is Show Business, which was the first of my 4 books, and did very well and helped build a career that I'm currently fortunate enough to have. The third of the 3 Zig Ziglar stories is this. A couple weeks after Sherry had passed away, and I often think for the widow or the widower, it's about 2 weeks afterwards where it really gets difficult because at the passing, your family's around, and at the funeral, all your friends are there, and then everybody goes home and goes on with their lives, but yet you're there by yourself. And I walked out to the mailbox, and there was a package from the Ziglar Corporation. And I thought, isn't that wonderful? Somebody thought to get a book of Zig's thoughts and ideas to inspire me during a difficult time. And I opened up the package, and there on the inside was a book by Zig, but there were also 4 handwritten pages from Zig Ziglar. He was trying to comfort and console me. He talked about how he and the redhead had lost a child, and he even debated in that handwritten letter, which was tougher, to lose a spouse that has been by your side for so many years, or to lose a child that you think you'll go before they do. And he said, I think it would have been harder to lose a spouse than to lose a child. I might disagree, but it certainly makes me grieve for what the redhead is going through right now. Zig Ziglar was a remarkable person. There are a lot of speakers in this business that don't walk their talk. They say one thing and they do another or live another way. I might not have agreed with every single thing that Zig Ziglar said, but I know that he lived everything that he said. And I find that even more impressive. Zig was a giant in the profession. I spoke for BMW in Stockholm not too long ago, and at the training center it had pictures of great thinkers of the world, and there was Socrates and Darwin and Einstein, and they also had a picture of Zig Ziglar just right in there. And it just amazed me that here in Stockholm, Sweden, that was the way that this incredible company viewed his philosophy and viewed his thoughts. But Zig was an incredible person, and we're all much the lesser that his voice will not be around anymore. Thank goodness he made all of those recordings that he was talking about so much, because the spirit and the message And hopefully the integrity and the person that Zig Ziglar was will continue to live on. Zig, thank you for the inspiration that you were to me. And please know that there are many of us all over the world at this moment that are praying for your family and are missing you. Thank you.